Hey everyone, excited to be back to this week's edition of Frequently Asked Questions for Commercial Real Estate. In today's video, what I want to do is talk about two terms that are commonly used in commercial real estate, and I'd like to be able to compare and contrast them so you have a better understanding of the implications of each. And that is, what is a right of first refusal versus what is a right of first offer? So in today's video, we'll explain what each of those statements mean and share some of the pros and cons of each so you have a better understanding of the terms and maybe how they can apply in future transactions for you. Now, before I dive this video, I'd greatly appreciate it if you can like and subscribe to this channel. It really does help with the YouTube algorithm and ensures more and more people can hear this message and learn about the many facets of commercial real estate. So now I've done that. Go and like and subscribe below. Let's go ahead and dive into this episode. All right. So to start off, let's focus in on the term right of first refusal. Now, what a right of first refusal is that let's say that you are, as a seller, you grant a right of first refusal to the buyer. What that means is that if you start marketing the property for sale and you receive a bona fide offer from a third party, you have to bring that offer to the person who holds the right of first refusal, which in this case may be a tenant of yours if it's a tenant in your building, and give them the right to match that offer before you end up selling the property. Now, the benefit of that to a tenant or the person you grant the right of first refusal to is that they have control over the process a little bit more. So they obviously have the right to purchase the property in the future. It kind of limits the seller's options when it comes to marketing it to a broad range of people, because sometimes buyers don't want to necessarily be shopped, meaning they make an offer and then all of a sudden they lose out the opportunity to someone who holds a right of first refusal. So it can be a negative to the seller. And ultimately, the person who holds the right of first refusal can purchase the property at a market price versus, the owner coming to them in the future and saying, hey, I want 25% above market. They can't do that. With the right of first refusal, they have to present them with a bona fide offer that has been presented to them. And obviously that's typically the market rate for the property. So it allows the holder of the right of first refusal to have a right to purchase the property at a future date once the seller receives a bona fide third party offer. Now, the slight difference between a right of first refusal and a right of first offer is that with a right of first offer, the seller must come to the person who holds the right of first offer and give them the chance to buy the property or present an offer to the seller to buy the property first before they start marketing it to anyone else. So if you are an owner of a property and you grant the right of first offer to your tenant, what that means is that before you start marketing the property for sale, you have to go to your tenant and say, hey, Mr. or Mrs. Tenant, I'm going to give you the opportunity to give me an offer on the property. And, obviously you present them with what you're willing to sell the property for. They can either choose to present you with the offer at the price that you're wanting or counter at a lower price. And ultimately, if you guys two come to an agreement on the purchase price, then you move forward towards a closing. But if for whatever reason you present them with the opportunity to present an offer to you and you don't come to an agreement during the negotiations, now that right of first offer has expired, and therefore you can go and market the property to the rest of the marketplace without any obligation to the person who holds the right of first offer. So as I mentioned, with the right of first refusal versus right of first offer, right of first refusal is typically more beneficial for the holder of the right of first refusal because it puts them in control there, because on whenever a bona fide offer is received by the seller or the owner of the property, they have a right to match that offer. And if for whatever reason they decide not to match it, then they waive their right of first refusal, and then the owner can go with a bona fide third party offer and continue to sell the property. So again, it allows for the person who holds the right of first refusal to have a little bit more control over the process, because they themselves are going to be able to buy the property in the future potentially at a market rate. And it'll sometimes just even deters buyers because they don't want to necessarily be shopped around, and they do all this due diligence and present a reasonable offer, and then all of a sudden the owner decides to take it has to take it to the right of first refusal holder and present it to them. So the right of first refusal typically provides more control to the person who holds it. Now, the right of first offer is beneficial on the seller side because all they have to do is present the right of first, or an opportunity for the person who holds the right of first offer to present them with an offer. They don't necessarily have to accept the offer if their prices are out of whack as far as what their expectations are. And then once that condition is satisfied, they can go and market the property to a broader audience. So from a seller's perspective, it's often more beneficial to provide a right of first offer than a right of first refusal for that exact reason. If you yourself are a tenant or a buyer that wants to secure one of the two, you'd be more suited to secure a right of first refusal because it gives you more flexibility. So hopefully you gained some value from this video. I'd love to be able to hear your feedback on these types of these videos. Please reach out to me. My number is 502-536-7315, or you can reach me via email at raphael@sumcg.com. Along with that, again, I'm a commercial real estate broker in Louisville, Kentucky, and I'm licensed in Kentucky and Indiana. I'd be happy to help you with your search for commercial property. Again, I provide you with my contact information. Again, it's 502-536-7315, or you can reach me via email at raphael@sumcg.com. Please like and subscribe. It makes a huge impact in our ability to reach a broad audience, and we obviously greatly appreciate the support. So thanks again so much for tuning in, and we'll see you all next time.